Mm. Okay, a very good afternoon to all brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. So once again, we meet up for today's Sunday class. Today is the 12th of April, 2020. So we are almost finishing our second MCO. The 14th is the last day of our second phase of MCO, and 15 onward will be our third phase of MCO. So once again, wishing all Kalyanamittas and your loved ones a very healthy and peaceful MCO lockdown. But make full use of it to cultivate, to develop the understanding, and to train yourself. Then reflect, contemplate, to understand clearly what life is all about. Who are you? What are you? And how can you be a blessing to all? Then for some, you can make use of this situation to be with your family members so that you can spend more time with them. You can have some fruitful discussion and planning. Then the way you look at life with your new understanding of the Dhamma will be different. And for those who can make use of this lockdown period to benefit yourself through the training of the mind to develop understanding, it will turn out to be a blessing in disguise. And you can always use this period or occasion to check your practice or your training or your cultivation. If you still have problem, fear, worry, anxiety, or attachment, craving, especially if you feel lonely. I saw one talk on loneliness. Why people are so lonely. So those without understanding maybe may have such problem. If you have the understanding, this is an opportunity for you to develop the cultivation, the training. It is in fact a blessing in disguise. Most of us get to spend more time with our family member at home, do the thing that we want to do. Then as Kayamita, like the day I mentioned, you don't have to waste time driving to the class. Then after the class, drive home. So you get to save quite a bit of traveling time. All this will change the way you do things, you understand things. Then all the news that you receive, learn how to understand them, screen them, not to be disturbed by them or agitated. Then learn to be heedful, mindful, only share information that are useful. If you are not sure, check it out. Otherwise, the whole WhatsApp will be flooded with information. So sometimes this information may not be useful or appropriate. So as a cultivator, we need to have this mind that is sensitive, that can develop the good understanding to be a blessing to all, not to create unnecessary panic, fear, misunderstanding, and all those things. What we do, what we share, can have impact on society and others. So be mindful of that. If you have good mind state, you have the Dhamma, you will know how to act appropriately, following Noble Eightfold Path. Develop right view to understand, then accept the reality of the moment and let things unfold. These are some of the useful understanding. Okay, without wasting more time, we will now do our puja chanting. Let us compose our mind, develop the faith, saddha, virya, and mindfully we shall start our puja chanting. Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨。南无阿弥陀佛。南无阿弥陀佛。南无阿弥陀佛。南无弥勒佛。南无弥勒佛。南无弥勒佛。南无普贤菩萨。南无普贤菩萨。南无普贤菩萨。南无地藏王菩萨。南无地藏王菩萨。南无地藏王菩萨。南无佛菩萨。南无佛菩萨。南无佛菩萨。อะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธภะคะวะพุทธังภะคะวันตังอะภิวาเทมิสุขโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมธัมมังนัมมัสสามิสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนามามินะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะบุตตังสรณังกัจฉามิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิดุติยัมปิบุตตังสรณังกัจฉามิดุติยัมปิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิดุติยัมปิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยัมปิบุตตังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยัมปิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยัมปิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิปานาติปาตาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิอาดินาดานาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิกาเมสุมิจจาจาระเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิมุสาวาดาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิสุราเมรยามัจจาปมาดัฏฐานะเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิสาธุสาธุสาธุ Okay, let's pay respect triple jump. Buddhang Puchemi. Dhammang Puchemi. Sanghang Puchemi. Okay, you all can be seated. Okay, we will continue from where we stopped. We were at page 12, verse 39 onward. But before I continue, I'd like to share something. If you turn to page 48 of the Unicode, you will see the index. This index is very useful because quite a many of our Unicodes, there are subheading And these headings are very useful. So Padmasuri and Brother Teoh has helped actually type out this index page, which is very useful. Yeah. So if you look at the index page, page 48, the first subheading for verse 1 or code 1, unique code 1 is meditation support. So if you want to understand meditation support, you come to this index, then you will know which code you should go to. Then code 2 is to realize our self nature or true nature. Then unique code number 3 is subheading meditation. Unique code number 8, maintaining awareness. Unique code number 9, the meditative mind. Then unique code number 10, to realize profound wisdom. Unique code 11, understanding meditation. Unique code 12, wisdom. Then unique code 13 is very useful, solving problems. Then unique code number 19, acceptance is wisdom. Then unique code number 23, the real samadhi. Then you have the unique code number 24, understanding duality. Code 25, right view. Code 30, memories. Code 31, space between thought. Then code 33, awareness of negative thought. Then code 35, your true nature. Code 41, true action. Code 44, the true mind. Then code 46, sense restraint. Code 51, silent mind in pure awareness. Then code 62, the timeless Dhamma. Code 63, heedful living versus heedless living. Then code 69, mundane mind and true mind. This one is very important. Then code 73, self-nature and the mundane mind. Code 75, life destiny. Code 83, mundane mind without wisdom. Code 85, suchness or tathata. Code 86 is yoniso manasikara or initial wisdom leading to sati sambhajana. Then code 87 is importance of faith, sincerity and perseverance. Code 88, karmically conditioned vehicle and 2, the 5 aggregates of form and mind. Then code 130, what is phenomenon? Then code 152, understanding the meaning of condition arising. Code 158, the art of listening. Code 159, spacious awareness. Code 160, specific phenomena awareness. And finally, code 161, direct seeing, to see things as they are. So these are very useful subheading to help you locate whatever topic that you might want to understand. Okay, now we can go to page 12. Then we will continue from where we stopped. Okay, code number 39. Your original state of mind without thought is your true nature. This is the meditative mind or your meditative mind. So this one is very important. Original state of mind without thought. But like the Myanmar means before the stirring, before the arising of the mundane mind. That is your true nature. And it is also the meditative mind. That's why when you meditate, you go to your true mind. You use your true mind. You don't use your mundane mind. Mundane mind is thought-based. So that one, the instrument limit you. You can never realize the Dhamma, which is akaliko, beyond thought, beyond mind, where the instrument you use itself is thought-based. And so thought limits itself. It cannot realize a state that is beyond thought, beyond time. So this understanding is very useful, very important. Unit code number 40. When you are truly silent within, you can see clearly how thought actually arises due to condition as response to memory. Silent completely and see this clearly. How come only this type of thought can arise? and how does they arise? What are the conditions behind? Then you realize without memory, there is no thought. So all your thought has its condition, and they come from memory. That's why you will finally conclude thought is respond to memory. Then if you are mindful enough, you can also see the formation and birth of thought. If you can do this, I rejoice. I start with you. Means your mindfulness is very stable already. Because that formation and birth of thought, that instant, that moment, is not easy to see unless you are very, very stable in your mindfulness. Then you can see that you will understand why thought is dependent originating. You will understand all this. Then sample inquiry for self-reflection. This one was added by my daughter. They say, why this thought arise in me and not any other train of thought? So you inquire from here, it will help you. Then you realize all these are your attachment within your daily life. The issues and the problems that you haven't resolved. Situation that you encounter that you give meaning to, or you haven't resolved it. Krishnamurti call it disorder. Means you have not lived your life with understanding. So your life is not in order. There is disorder in your daily life. That's why you keep on accumulating all this disorder, which is the reason why you think, because it's not resolved. We call it the unresolved issues and problems. That sometimes by just giving it meaning, it's already entangled. You already cling, attach, and hold on to it. That's why you keep on want to complain and recall the memory. Why this guy do that to me? How come the shopkeeper is so dishonest? Why I ask certain information also he like refused to give me. Then why must my boss treat me like that? How to say? So a lot of small thing in life, when you cannot resolve it there and then through an understanding, through a wisdom to accept the reality within the moment, it will end up as attachment. And this is the one that will come back to you in the form of heedless thinking, in the form of thought. As I respond to this memory, then the brain, when you sleep or when you rest, it try to find order. Order means what? It try to go back to normal without problem, means without the disorder. So you will have to release all this subconscious fear, phobia, attachment, clinging, grasping. So to release them, they will come out in a like a dream state. Sometimes the subconscious dream, subconscious release, or the unconscious release. That's why you can have nightmare and all those things. So this is how you can find out. If you silence your mind and go deep into the subconscious and the unconscious, maintain awareness to see them. Once your awareness is very stable, you can see them all. As I quote number 40, unique code 40 is not easy to understand. That's why the beginning sentence I use the word when you are truly silent within. The word is truly silent, without movement of thought, just aware. That free mind in the state of clarity and stable awareness. That one is very sensitive. You can see a lot of things. You can understand a lot of things. You can see clearly how thought actually arises in the condition as respondent. So all this you will see them, then you will understand them. Then if you are mindful enough, you can also see the birth and formation of thought. So this birth and formation of thought is also very useful. and understand why thought is dependent originating. And then your inquiry, why this thought, not any other train of thought. I'll move on to quote number 41. How do you act in life? The subheading is through action. Most people don't know how to act. Their only instrument is thought. So what do? They will use thought. That's why they go back to their memories. And they try to recall through memories. Then when they refer to their memory and try to recall through memory, they create more and more thought. Then through their thought process, which is all of the accumulation within their life experiences, good and bad, that they accumulate into this brain of theirs. So when you look at thought, which is respond to memory, you have to look at memory. From memory, you will understand what type of thought. So when you look at the memory, what do you normally cling on to, accumulate within your brain? More often than not, is all of your unhappy moments, your fear, your phobia, your unhappy moment, your insecurity, your scars of memory, things that has affected you, things that are very traumatic. So all this is what normally people want to cling on to and accumulate. That's why when the thought through condition start to recall all this, then there is fear, there is worry, there is anxiety, there is sorrow, there is lamentation. Yeah. Of course, there are also happy moments, but when you recall happy moment, you attach, you cling. Sometimes you develop the attachment until it is so strong. Then you start to develop the negative aspect. Remorse may arise. Then sometimes if you miss the loved one who has departed or who is gone before you, all this can trigger off sorrow, lamentation, and sadness. The old memories will come back. Then you look at your memory. These are all your accumulated views, opinion, and conditioning, your belief system, your tradition, your whatever culture that you belong to. Sometimes your race, your nationality. So all these are your conditioning that you have held on to and accumulate in your memory. Then when you use this to act, it will give you a problem. That's why J. Krishnamurti say, acting according to memory is not acting at all. And now this statement is clear to you. Isn't it? What is memory? You are acting according to your fear, your phobia, your insecurity, your scars of memory, your unhappy past, your views, your opinion, and your conditioning. And all this has evil roots. They are not wisdom. And because of that, acting according to memory is not acting at all. That's why I put that. And that sentence is very powerful. And it came from J. Krishnamurti's daily quote. Then according to the Buddha, you check the Buddha Dhamma, the essential Dhamma that the Buddha has taught us. He recommends that we act following Noble Eightfold Path. And Noble Eightfold Path has all the 8 beautiful Noble Path factors of right view leading to right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, and the 4 right effort. Then you have the right mindfulness and right samadhi. So this is wisdom. Noble Eightfold Path has no negativity. Everything is about right view leading to right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood. the four right effort. It's all about cultivation, purification, development of wisdom. So you act according to Noble Eightfold Path, according to the Fourth Noble Truth. It will bring about the end of all suffering. That's how you become enlightened. All of your problem is resolved. And this is the Dhamma way, the wisdom way. That's why act with wisdom, following Noble Eightfold Path. To be free of all suffering is true or right action. So with this, I hope this code number 41 is very clear to you, that you can make use of it. And you know how to live life. If you act without wisdom, the only other alternative is to use your memory, your views, opinion, and conditioning. And that is wrong action, because that is acting according to your views, opinion, and conditioning with all the evil roots, with all the negativity of mind state within. And all this will not help you. All this will make you miserable, suffer. That's why never act according to memory. Memory is useful, but certain useful memory, not the psychological memory that brings about fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow and lamentation, insecurity, scars of memory, and all those things. So when it comes to memory, it's like our computer. We have RAM and ROM. RAM is random access memory. When we need, we access them. And this is good. Means you don't attach and hold on to all these memories. If you hold on to it, especially the psychological memory, then it will trigger wrong thought. And what are wrong thoughts? Thought that condition your fear, your worry, your anxiety, your sorrow, your lamentation, your selfishness, your emotional negativity, the evil roots. So these are all wrong thoughts. Then why do you always act according to memory to arise all this wrong thought? That is delusion. Yeah. My daughter want to ask something. Use the mic. Use the mic. Yeah, wait for a while. My daughter want to ask something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Regarding the action, right? It's not just body physical action. It's also our mental decision when we choose to stand up, to sit down, to go somewhere, to use certain words, to use certain intonation. When it's our reaction mentally and physically.
It's your understanding behind all this action that you do. Maybe the way you're going to act through whatever appropriate right action or right speech, appropriate speeches, or arising of the right thought. Because your right view will condition whatever thought, action, and speech. If you don't have right view, your Noble Eightfold Path collapse. That's why Noble Eightfold Path, the Buddha start with Samadhi, right view. Right view is right understanding. Right understanding of what? The nature's law that governs life and existence, especially the three spiritual laws. Karma niyama, law of karma. Chitta niyama, law of mind. And Dhamma niyama, law of truth. So when you understand these three, you will understand life, especially the spiritual aspect. Then you become beautiful. Then from these three right view, the teachings of the Buddha arise. That's why from the law of karma alone, his advice, Dhammapada verse 183, come to be. Then when you reflect and contemplate the second right view, law of mind, Paticca Samuppada, dwelling, the law of dependent originating, then you realize that is the law that governs your mind state, how you function as a human being, how it conditions you into negativity of mind state, then how the evil roots arise, then how it conditions you into evil mind state. that condition your negativity of karma. And this is how living beings become heedless and their karmic nature affected, brings about downfall. Yeah. So having right view is very important. The moment you have right view in regards to law of karma, you will straight away follow the advice of the Buddha to avoid all evil. And how do we do it? The Buddha's advice is keep the 5 precepts minimum. Then cultivate wholesomeness. How do we do it? We cultivate wholesomeness through the 4 right efforts of the Noble Eightfold Path. Then we cultivate right thought, right speech, right action, and right livelihood. That's how we develop wholesomeness. Then meditate. The last advice is purify your mind. How do we do it? We need right view to cultivate samadhi, right mindfulness, leading to sati sampajana, to cultivate the 4 foundation of mindfulness. And then when you stabilize your right mindfulness, it develops samadhi that enable you to see things as they are in the midst of life. That free mind that is collected and unwavering can see things as they are, because it is not a conditioned mind, a conditioned state. So all these are beautiful understanding. The moment you understand them, you will understand life. Then you will know how to live life. So I will repeat verse 41 again. By now, you should understand it easily. Acting according to memory is not acting at all. Acting with wisdom, following Noble Eightfold Path to be free of all suffering is true or right action. So this will enable you to have clear understanding of what cultivation is. If you cannot develop the clear understanding of the Noble Eightfold Path and you don't have the embodiment of all the Noble Eightfold Path perfecter, then you can never be enlightened. You can never have the wisdom to understand life and to live life, because you will not be able to act following Noble Eightfold Path. So whatever meditation you do, if it does not bring you back to this Noble Eightfold Path cultivation, it is not the meditation as taught by the Buddha. Always remember that. Okay. So now I go to verse 42. To develop wisdom, you need to meditate with a true mind to awaken. This one is very important. I already explained. Huh? No amount of thought-based meditation can lead to awakening, where you are limited by that thought, the instrument that you use. To meditate is to realize the true mind and stabilize it until the mind enters sati. This one also very important. If you cannot realize the true mind, means you are not doing the correct meditation, means you have deviated. That's why all thought-based meditation, they cannot lead to the realization of the true mind. Your thought is active inside there. And when thought is active, the mundane mind cannot cease. And when the mundane mind cannot cease, there is no way for you to realize the true mind. Then after you have a glimpse of what this silent mind or true mind is, you should allow it to stabilize until your mind enters sati. Means there is paucity. Means your mind is always mindful, aware, tranquil, still, with clarity within. That is your true mind. That is your meditative mind. That is your silent mind that can insight into phenomena and develop the understanding. Then I move on to the unique quote number 44, which is on page 13. The true mind. The true mind is a silent mind which is tranquil, still, and just aware, like I explained just now. Huh? It is just a nature within the awareness nature. It is not a being that can come out and live life. See this clearly in your meditation. That one is not a being, not a concept. That one is just an awareness nature. No word, nothing. It cannot come out and live life. It's not a form and mind. It's not anything that you can describe or talk about. It's just that nature, aware. Aware is before the known, before the aggregates of mind, before you perceive, before the mundane mind come out. That's why that nature is just the unconditioned, but it's capable of aware, because the essence of mind is such characteristic. It is just aware. That's it. That is your nature. The awareness nature. It's like your karmic nature, your spiritual nature. It's not a being. It's not something that you can pluck from the air and say, this is mine. This is I. No, you can't. It is not a being at all. Even your karmic nature is not a being, it's a nature. It's recorded in nature, the summation of every existence, every moment, every instant of your mental intention. They become the cumulative summation. And that one, the whole of that become your karmic nature. Spiritual nature is the same. After you connect, you are ready with the condition to cultivate the wisdom and the virtue and the perfection. Then that spiritual nature starts to develop. Then the summation of all those cultivation and perfection will become your spiritual nature. But that one continue to add up, life after life, life after life, continue to add up until finally you have perfected it to become a Sammasambuddha. Then your Buddha nature is fully realized, the full potential. That is the ultimate. Okay, the next Dhamma code is unique code number 46. Oh, sorry, 45. 45. We just finished the true mind. So 45 is a continuation. When mind is tranquil, not moving, and in stillness, that is passaddhi, an enlightenment factor. So passaddhi is the fifth enlightenment factor. Yeah. So this passaddhi is your true mind, your silent mind, the mind that has entered sati. When your mind has entered sati, whatever you do with the mind is all in sati. That's why when you come out of it, after that, because of that stability, all of your action and movement, the kaya, you are aware, means the movement, the physical phenomena, and the awareness move as one. Then when you see something, all of your seeing is in sati. When you hear something, all of your hearing is in sati. The smell also same, the taste also same. Then the arising of thought also same. Your awareness is aware of all the activity and the movement. It is one with them. That's why when mind enters sati, everything that your mind do, you are in sati. You become very different. You become like transformed, and your cultivation become very different. You will progress very fast when you can reach that stage. So that is the stage where you realize your true mind. Then you have stabilized it until that mind has entered sati. And when mind enters sati, throughout the day you will be ever mindful. You can be heedful too, because that state of mind, the continuity of mindfulness will give you the ability to be ever mindful. Yeah. So the constantly meditative, ever mindful, and steadfast one, they will realize the supreme, born-free enlightenment, Nibbana. That is Dhammapada verse 23. So once your mind enters sati, that passaddhi enlightenment factor will transform you. And when it stabilizes, it becomes samadhi, and wisdom or understanding will keep on arising, keep on unfolding by itself. Because by then, the sati leading to passaddhi and samadhi is so clear, so stable. You can see things as they are. You can insight into phenomena, and you can awaken. Then it will lead to verse 46. The unique quote, verse 46, sense restraint. After having cultivated the initial wisdom, daily mindfulness, and clear comprehension, sense restraint, ability to keep precept, means you will not break your precept, will come to be. And this is how the Avijja Sutta, step 6, comes to be. So when your mindfulness is very stable with the initial wisdom, at the moment of sense experience, that wisdom, the initial wisdom will come and prompt you and prevent you from getting conditioned into delusion. That wisdom will liberate you, free you, and it will straight away come out and prompt you with the appropriate understanding of Dhamma. Then you cannot be deceived. That's how it can free your mind. That's how it can transform you. So this initial wisdom is very important. You cannot learn. The initial wisdom you have to reflect, contemplate, and inquire after constantly listening to the Dhamma. Then you have to train your mind, cultivate, then let it insight into phenomena. Then after it awakens, especially the first two turning of the Four Noble Truths, then you are ready to receive truth. Any of the first, second, or third turning can trigger of the third turning wisdom, Bhavana Maya Panya, which is very penetrating. So when you are able to develop all this, your mind becomes different. You are already destined for enlightenment. Like the Buddha said, the heedful never die. And heedfulness is the path to the deathless. So this verse 46 will ensure that the cultivator, once you reach this stage of sense restraint, you are at least a Sotapan by then. Then after that, you continue your cultivation, Sakadagami, quite easily. Then after that, you have to move on to step 8 of Abhijja Sutta to cultivate the 4 foundations of mindfulness. And then you will realize at least Anagami, if not Arahantship. Then 7 factors of enlightenment, step 9 will arise. Then you will know you are on the right path. So all these are very easy to follow, easy to understand when you have cultivated correctly and appropriately. Then step 10 is a natural consequence. When the enlightenment factor, the 7 factors of enlightenment, keep on arising under step 9. Then enlightenment in the here and now, step 10 will come to it. Okay, then we move on to quote number 47. Quote 47 is about wisdom. Understanding that things are just the way they are is very important. So this is wisdom. What is the reality of the moment? Reason why the Buddha say, whatever that arises, there are causes and conditions behind. And this statement is so powerful. Long ago when I was young, the first time I read this, I was full of joy. I understood the dependent origination straight away. Impermanent, leading to suffering, empty nature, non-self nature. Straight away, my nature understand. Because like the Buddha always say, see things as they are. Things is just the way they are. Why? Because like he said, whatever that arises, there are causes and conditions behind. And what are the causes and conditions? The Buddha has explained, mainly karma. Because he said we are all born of our karma, heir to our karma, conditioned and supported by our karma. And we are what we are because of our karma. So when condition is already set, things will unfold in that way. It cannot be otherwise. Unless you want to change, then you have to introduce new condition. But you have to understand, you are only one form of mind. Unless you have a very special nature, you cannot cause things to arise or change things. because the balance of the oneness existence, the billions and billions and billions of beings that are also playing their part and their role, they also condition the moment, the present moment, how our universe is moving. So unless you have that understanding, that nature, to arise whatever that is possible to change is not easy. Without wisdom, you cannot do it. That's why, like the Buddha said, whatever that arises, there are causes and conditions. So whatever that is the causes and conditions is already set. Things will just be the way it is. It will unfold. That's why COVID-19 or whatever, let it unfold. Your condition is set. If you want things your way, which is not nature's way, you will suffer. You will become miserable. You will be afflicted. That is what the teaching is all about. So I repeat code 47 so that you understand. Understanding that things are just the way they are because condition is already set is very important. So this is acceptance. Acceptance of what is, which is the reality of the moment. Because condition already set. Things is already the way it is. It will unfold. It will be this way. Cannot be any other way. Then if you want to change, you introduce your own condition. And most people is only capable of causing their own minor changes to their own karmic by doing the necessary thing. Do what you need to do. You need to ask for forgiveness, ask for forgiveness. So that will help you break the karmic obstruction. Then follow the advice of the Buddha, not to repeat all this evil thing anymore. Then cultivate wholesomeness, develop wisdom, understanding, following the Dhamma way. Then you develop merits, wholesomeness, virtue, wisdom. You straighten your view. Then from all these merits and wholesomeness, you can invoke power of merits. So the power of merits for causes and conditions for your life to transform for the better, or for whatever problem that you have to be resolved amicably so that you can move on. So that is the only way living being can do, unless your karmic nature is very special, that it can cause things to arise. But most living beings, without the wisdom, the virtue, and the understanding, and the cultivation, and that special nature, they are very limited in what they can do. Maybe they have power in the mundane, worldly sense, like the Prime Minister of the country, President of the United States. To a certain extent, they can cause worldly things to arise, where their decision can actually trigger off a lot of things. Because they are in that position. That's why it's like you are the president of the United States or you are the prime minister of the country. You have that type of authority. Means it's like a cultivator. You have that nature, and then you can make decision for your country or for the world in certain aspect, like the United States, because he has that status, power. So in the spiritual sense, it's the same. Your cultivation is so unique, so special, your nature is so powerful. It's like you can cause things to arise. That's why Sakyamuni Buddha, his perfection, Dipankara Buddha can predict that in the distant future, he will be born as Sakyamuni Buddha and he will become the Sammasambuddha. How can you predict something that will happen so long later? It's impossible unless there is such thing as predestination. No, it's not predestination. It's because at that time, Dipankara Buddha is a Sammasambuddha. Then he has the wisdom and the understanding. Then he saw Sakyamuni Buddha's cultivation and perfection, and the vow and all those things, the sincerity, his karmic nature, his spiritual nature. Then he knew this being has the condition. That's why he can confirm. Sakyamuni Buddha. That's why he know that nature can condition and cause things to arise. So it will supersede all other conditions. That's why it will happen. And this is the power of vows, understanding, merits, and all those things. These are the higher teaching that the great beings, the Bodhisattva, the Sammasambuddha, they cultivate. So normal beings, normal cultivator, is not easy for them to understand and have that type of nature. Okay, then we move on. The next quote is also very beautiful. Quote number 48. The realization of one's true mind is the beginning of true meditation. By now, I think you can understand. Unless you can realize your true mind, you have not really started your meditation in the true sense of the word. Because the real meditation is you start with the true mind, the silent mind. But that is the one that can really awaken. And that one is real meditation. So the realization of one's true mind is the beginning of true meditation. Then quote 49. This one is to teach you how to meditate. Just relax to silence your mind and maintain awareness. So these are the first two support, isn't it? Relax, maintain awareness. Then I put in bracket, for those who always make this mistake. I put there, don't try to know. When you are meditating, don't try to know. There is nothing for you to know. We are all knowing comes from your thought, which is knowledge. Whereas the wisdom, the awakening, there is no thought involved. It will trigger off by itself without thought. Then that nature just awaken or understand. It's just like insight into it and awaken. Finish. These are the first two support of awareness-based meditation. The knowing is always by the thought, which is knowledge. And thought is limited. That's why don't try to know. Don't try to rationalize. Don't use thought to verbalize. To note this, note that. Focus, concentrate, and develop the energy field or the conditioned mind. No point. If you do this, it is thought-based meditation. It will not bring about the understanding, the awareness to see things as they are, to insight into phenomena, to awaken. Because the instrument of thought limits you. Then unique quote number 50. When one is aware, there is no words. Understanding will thus come about via the direct seeing, and then one can link this wisdom back to the Dhamma knowledge that one has learned earlier to stabilize one's understanding. So all of your Dhamma understanding or so-called knowledge in inverted comma that you have accumulated or cultivated, don't worry, they won't be wasted. But please, don't attach to them, don't cling on to them. Because the real wisdom and the awakening, when they happen, it is connected to your nature, and you don't have to remember anything. Then when that arises, that understanding arises, it will link back to everything you have studied or read before, or contemplated and developed the wisdom before. And then that understanding, which is the direct seeing, which is so much more penetrative, will further straighten your view and transform you radically. Then after that, you become very different. Then all of your understanding become very different because there is no word involved. The moment you awaken, this one is the direct seeing. Is see things as they are and awaken without words. And because of that, you can understand all the teaching, whatever that you have been told or learned before. All this teaching become clear to you, but not the way you have understood it before, which is knowledge. That is of not much use. Your knowledge cannot free you. It is wisdom that liberates your mind. So when you have the understanding, when you awaken, then all these Dhamma fall into place and you will know how to describe them, understand them, and apply them. It's no longer like before. Before is Dhamma knowledge, thought-based. So Dhamma knowledge, you think you know, but you cannot live it. You cannot act out of it. Thinking you know is not wisdom. That is the thought. That is knowledge. It's just like I give you a mundane example. The stock market, you remember? Everybody knows, especially last night, Tun Tan Siu Sin. People ask him about the budget. Yeah, they want to know how is it going to influence the stock market. Then Tan Siu Sin is very wise. He said, why you want to know? The stock market is very easy. Buy low, sell high, you make money. Isn't it? The rest is not important. So what he said is very logical. Buy low, sell high. If everybody understands that, which is not difficult, then how come so many people lost money in the stock market? Then what wrong? What went wrong? What really goes wrong? It is because out of greed and fear, they cannot do it. Out of greed, they chase the stock when it's doing very well. They end up buying high. Then when the market collapses, out of fear and panic, they sell low. Some because they are on margin call, they take margin, they leverage, then they have margin call which they cannot fulfill, then they cut loss. And after they cut loss, they not only lost their capital, they end up owing the bank because they leverage. So out of fear and greed, they end up doing the opposite. Buy high, sell low. That's why they cannot do it. So knowledge is like that. You know, but you cannot do it. Like last time in the early day, I remember a lot of Kayamita used to tell me, Brother Teoh, we know this is against the precept, cannot do. But at that time, we are tempted, he said. Oh, what can we do? Because that time, we didn't have the understanding. So later on, they think they have the understanding. And yet, when it comes to true happening, reality, some of the Kayamita in the early days used to tell, that you're easy to advise people, no, don't attach, don't cling, not real, not you. But when it comes to her own family members, she say, not easy. The worry, the fear, but at least this Kayamita has the mindfulness already. At least he can see all this happening. And this is self-knowledge. This is what you should understand. How come it can still trigger off fear, worry, anxiety, attachment, clinging? If you have the wisdom, it's different. Whatever that has happened already. Causes and conditions like that, things will be like that. Those who have wisdom, they will know. Then they let it unfold. Then they do what they have to do, which is very good. I think last time I remember Jiwei also did experience one of these things. Then he really came out beautifully the way he did it. When that thing happened, he was overseas. So these are beautiful examples where he understands. That's why he do what he has to do. So he contacted a few people who had the understanding. He even contacted us and the Kayamita to help invoke power merits, send metta, blessing, and all those things. So these are the beautiful understanding that people can do, can actually give rise to through their wisdom, their understanding. So this will complete my sharing of the earlier quote. Then, do we have time? What is it? Oh, still okay, still earlier, 4 o'clock. We will go to the next quote, unique quote number 51. Silent mind in pure awareness. Now this one is very important. You cannot develop this ability to see this silent mind in pure awareness, then you are not in a meditative state. Then you cannot progress, you cannot develop the meditation. So, silent mind in pure awareness. Develop the silent mind and just be aware. Don't have to do anything. The understanding will surface by itself without you doing anything. After this, you can contemplate with the silent mind, which is in the creative state. Only through your mindfulness can you awaken, not through your Dhamma knowledge, thought, and memory. Always remember this. If you can understand this, you will know how to meditate. That's why silence your mind. Maintain awareness. Just be aware. Don't try to know. Then let the mundane mind settle down, slow down, until it returns to normalcy and sleep. And then you will realize that tranquil state, that silence within, that is just aware. That is your true mind. That is your silent mind, meditative mind. So realize that it's just the pure awareness without thought. And the problem with a lot of cultivators is where you are so conditioned by what you have been taught, how to meditate. You want a method, a technique, an object of meditation, and you want to note this, note that series of instruction to do things. That's why you keep on creating thought without realizing it. So all this will trap you. When the meditator is the thought, there is no meditation. Why? Because the thought itself is actively doing, noting, focusing, concentrating, creating all the conditioned state, which is not a free mind. That's why there is no clarity, no awareness. It cannot insight into phenomena. The mind is not quiet enough, not silent enough. There is no awareness. You need awareness which is beyond thought, beyond mind, to realize the truth, to awaken to the truth. Because this awareness is the unconditioned. That's why it's beyond thought. It's before the knowing. It is the timeless. Your thought is psychological time. So when there is no thought movement, there is no psychological time. That's why we call it akaliko, the timeless Dhamma. Okay. Then we will move on to the next quote. Yeah, okay. My daughter want to share one example. So we let her share. Yeah. I have a drink.
About the knowledge and I would say observation instead of trying to know. I think I found this example helpful to me. It's like understanding fire, how fire, what's the nature of fire. Let's say you don't know fire, you don't know what a flame is. Then if you look at knowledge, you say, oh, color is red, then there's how many degrees, blue is how many degrees. When you burn fire, it looks like this. When you boil water, it looks like this. But when you actually observe, when you see fire in front of you and you just observe, you don't try and, oh, it's red, so it's 100 degrees. Oh, it's blue, it's how many degrees. Instead of doing that, you just observe. Actually, you understand flickering, you understand how the wind interfere, you understand, oh, you can see where it's burning, where it's going, is it dangerous, is it safe? If you fully just observe, instead of trying to understand and then try to calculate and then try to predict, then all the knowledge come in already. Yeah, I think that's an example.
Okay, sadhu, very good. So what my daughter is sharing with you is also very useful when you understand. Because when you don't verbalize through knowledge about that fire, like in science, physics, we study, the flame has many layers, okay? The one that is burning full outside is the hot one. The blue one inside, the temperature is lower because it's not the full ignition and all those things. But when you use knowledge, you will describe all this, then you will miss the real thing. What she means is observation. When you really observe without words, you see things as they are. She need to describe to you how this wind affect the flame, then how it move, how it flow. Then you see without the words, without the concept, you see things as they are. That is observation. Then when you observe this way, you will understand things without words, without concept. The reality, the movement, just like when you look at this microphone, which I always give you the example, you take the image for the thing, then the word created the image, then you believe you have seen this microphone, but you have not really looked at it because you didn't see the whole thing without words. Means you cannot see what is this thing called microphone, the uniqueness, the pristine beauty and wonders. Everything is so pristine. If you repeat through memory, it becomes not pristine anymore. Yeah, you say, hey, microphone, I've seen it before. Then maybe you describe the brand also, like car. But did you really look at that car without the words? Or the microphone, or the flame, or whatever? That's why the art of pure perception, pure awareness before the knowing. That is what Buddha said. The Buddha said, seeing things as they are, not from memory, not through your views, opinion, and conditioning, words, and all those things. So this way of seeing is the direct seeing. And with the direct seeing, you can see things as they are, without word, without conditioning, without anybody telling you anything. That's why I say, start from a clean slate, zero base, like you don't know anything, find out. Then you will see. Through your observation, you will understand how all this dependent originating, condition arising, causal phenomena, without words, you will understand. Because you see how they arise, then you see how they cease. You see how they sustain itself when there is condition. So the universal characteristic become clear. And through this silent mind they observe, everything become clear. Understanding all unfold. Because the characteristic all will unfold. The movement, the sustenance of it, the condition behind its arising and the ceasing. Then how you label it, how people call it this and that. Then different language have different words. That's how the world becomes so problematic, because words divide. Words create all the division, the duality. Then there is misunderstanding, there is argument, there is conflict. Then through ignorance, leading to war. And all this is a result of self-delusion, human ignorance. So understanding mind is very important. To understand mind, you have to observe through the silent mind, through that nature. That nature, that is the unconditioned, that is just aware, can understand. When it sees things as they are without words, when it just observes, it will see all the characteristics, the universal characteristic. That's why everything is condition arising, causal phenomena, dependent originating. See it, understand it without words. That's why at the moment of its sustenance, arising, then sustenance and passing away, each and every phenomenon, see it, arising, sustaining, and passing away. Unless your mindfulness is sharp and stable enough to see them, you can never understand the universal characteristics of impermanence, leading to dependent originating, condition arising, causal phenomena. Then you cannot see this, you cannot see paticca samuppada. Your paticca samuppada is even more difficult to see, is at the mind level. Every of the link, they move so fast. For those who understand, without mindfulness, you cannot stop the link. It will very fast condition, craving, and end up in suffering without the individual understanding. Because all these are habitual tendency. It has made you like mechanical, robotic. Like all these are automatic, autopilot. They call it the like habitual tendency. It's so habitual, you just do it. Oh, sometimes people become so deluded. They say, dude, this is spontaneous one. No? Like they kill mosquito. I say, sure, spontaneous lah. Because you have been thinking with the aversion and the dislike of that mosquito, then your fear, your insecurity, your phobia, it may be dengue, you know. I don't want to have dengue. So that selfishness come out, the insecurity come out. But you cannot see them. Then what you do? Habitual tendency, you kill. That's why you can still break precept. But when you understand, you cannot, because so many things must happen before you can kill a mosquito. And we have gone through it. Maybe I repeat it for the benefit of some. You see, how did you know that there is a mosquito? There must be some condition behind it. So what is the condition? Normally it's that type of vibration, you know it's a mosquito. Then your conditioning, your habitual tendency, you're a mosquito. Or then your fear is, there is no more metta. Because this thing is like not in your dictionary, because you never cultivate metta. And you don't have initial wisdom. It never prompt you. It never tell you that mosquito also have life. This is violating the precept, causing killing, suffering, misery. Is that what you want? You are a cultivator. You renew your precept every day and you vow to keep them. And yet, through this heedlessness, lack of mindfulness, initial wisdom, you break your precept. So if you are mindful, sincere, aware, the moment you hear this is the condition behind its arising. Then the uniso manasikara will come out and prompt you. Yeah, it's a mosquito. Then the understanding is, I'm a cultivator. I have to keep this precept. This is life. If I kill, there is karmic friction, causes and condition behind. So you will know what to do. You will know how to act with wisdom appropriately. Then the other thing is, if you don't hear the vibration, it's not near enough, but you see them flying. So you go and get your mosquito net and try to clear it. And that one not so bad, huh? You didn't kill. But most people can't. You know what they do? They try to use their hand to collapse spontaneously and kill. Sometimes they miss. Then sometimes they go and buy the one got the electric one. So then kill. Because they don't see the danger of breaking the precept. When you create that karmic conditioning, in future, you will end up as mosquito killed by many people. And that killing is shocking, understand? But when you collapse, pow! Do you know how shocking or not to the small mosquito? That fear, that shock, that is the karmic thing that you will inherit. And next time when people kill you, you will also like that, shock. That's why you will get yourself blasted or bombed or whatever in a similar manner, like a giant kill you. So this is all karmic. Then the other thing about mindfulness is the moment you hear or see the mosquito, you are already aware. When you are aware, you cannot act because the initial wisdom already surfaced. Let's say you don't have this ability, then what happens? Your intention to kill also you cannot see. Your aversion also you cannot see, the evil root. Then what are you cultivating? You are not mindful at all. Then for you to really create that action to kill, your hand must move, isn't it? When your hand moves, if you have kaya upasana, you're supposed to be aware. You are not even aware. Then what are you doing? Lost in thought, heedless. Through the lack of initial wisdom, selfish, insecurity, fear. That's why you kill, you preempt. Mosquito can die, small fellow. The selfish thinking comes. That's why without the wisdom, you cannot act. You cannot restrain, sense restraint. You cannot keep even the precept. Then when your hand moves, let's say you are still not aware, the aversion also you're not aware, then the spontaneous action that smash the thing, you must be very lucky that the mosquito is still around there waiting for you to smash. This is very difficult to break that precept. And if all this movement also you cannot see, you are not mindful at all. You are not sensitive at all. You don't have the initial wisdom, the Dhamma. You are not a cultivator. As simple as that. So this, I hope, is a very good example to teach you what precept is, not what you think. You use thought to rationalize. No point. You must have the initial wisdom, yoniso manasikara, that there is life. I undertake this training rule to abstain from killing or causing harm. Then I cannot do all this. So all this understanding will unfold. Then there is love, there is metta. Then you wish them well-being and happiness. So even sometimes you are aware that they are on your body, tactile. They are going to actually feed on you. They already sometimes pierce already. You can feel them. But what will you do? If you are mindful, you are aware, you can just like blow it off, understand? Or slowly move your hand to let it fly away. Then you need to on the aircon or on the fan. Because mosquito also like you. They also don't have a house, don't have a place. You open the door, they come in. You don't have netting, they come in. They also search for food. Then sometimes you have love and metta understanding, you say, I don't mind. Yeah? Because to me, what the mosquito feed on is very little. So this blood that they take is not much. But a lot of people with that fear, insecurity, you know what they will tell themselves? Hey, what happened if it's a dengue? Oh, then sway lah, go hospital, spend money, everything. The selfish thought, right? But why can't you tell yourself? If condition like that, things will be like that. You take care of karma, karma take care of your life. So you prevent the condition, avoid the condition. So you need to put mosquito netting. You put. You need to keep your place clean. You put. Then you need to clear the mosquito. If it's a lot, you may have to clear it and do something about it, but don't kill it. Because the moment you kill, there is the nature's law. It will not like exempt you, oh, you are religious, pious, you are not affected. Nature's law can exempt you. No, like live wire. Whether you are virtuous or not virtuous, if you don't wear the proper protection, you touch, it will electrocute you. Well, this is nature's law. So understand that nature's law is just nature's law, impersonal. It will just take effect, manifest. Okay, so we have enough example. Then we move on to the next code. Oh, I think we may have to end after this. It's already 4:18. Okay, code number 52. Our true mind is the tranquil and still mind in pure awareness without thought. And such a mind can awaken to the three universal characteristics of impermanence, suffering state, and non-self, or empty nature of existence. Then verse 53, Yoniso Manasikara is the wisdom at the moment of sense experience, means the initial wisdom that you have developed. This one, when you have contemplated, reflected, inquired, and stabilized your first and second turning wisdom, when it's there, means you have it. Then at the moment of sense experience, it will arise, it will surface, it will prompt you, then you know what to do. You will not break your precept. Then there is sense restraint. You will not stir your mind. You will not react to sense experience like before. You will not be heedless. That's the beauty of the initial wisdom, yoniso manasikara, and mindfulness. When you have mindfulness and understanding, you are different. You are a real cultivator. You are transformed. Not all the theory that they teach you, practice letting go, refrain from doing all this. All these are your thought telling you. But your habitual tendency, your defilement, your delusion, you have not rooted out. So how can you act that way? It's only foolish thinking. Here you try to believe that you are religious, you are virtuous, you are keeping the precept. Then you suppress your feeling. You try not to kill, try not to what, but inside miserable. Aversion, everything still there. So all these are outward because you lack wisdom, you lack understanding, you lack the initial wisdom. That's why it cannot prompt you. But you suppress your thought, you suppress your feeling. Like certain people say, I'm a cultivator, I shouldn't get angry. Anger is an evil. I shouldn't be selfish. So they pretend and suppress their emotion and feeling not to get angry, even when people say things behind them or in front of them. So in Cantonese, they call yan. Yan, if you don't have the wisdom, patient endurance without wisdom is suppression. You try to suppress yourself like in the retreat. Sit until they're not move, they're not fat and all those things. What for? When you don't understand, you're torturing yourself unnecessarily. When you understand, you relax, silent, then you move with mindfulness, awareness. Go for a mindful walk. It's better than sitting down there like a statue, torturing yourself without understanding. Then you do all those thought-based meditation without understanding. You are not meditating, and yet you are torturing yourself. What for? That's why I say go for a mindful walk. Reflect, contemplate outside. Or relax, silent, lie down, enjoy, meditate. Relax, silence your mind, maintain awareness. Is that so difficult? You don't have to cross your leg if you cannot, especially if you are already old. You have problem with your health and your physical. The Buddha say you can be mindful in all posture. Not necessarily you must sit and sit and sit without understanding. Like the Zen Six Patriarch Platform Sutta poem, which I have translated. Read that one. Then you will understand. Okay, we move on to the next one. Verse number 54. It is important to develop the silent, meditative mind until it is very stable and sensitive, so that you are aware when there is any slightest intention to stir the mind. We are like and dislike, born of habitual tendency. See, this habitual tendency, not easy to root out. Yoniso Manasikara will prompt you that this is attachment, craving, born of wrong view, for things are just the way they are. So this understanding will liberate your mind. You will not get angry. You will not blame anybody. You will not try to do anything. The acceptance free your mind. Straight away you will not stir, don't get angry. No more reaction, no stirring of mind, and you are at peace. And then you act. Act following, noble evil path. Doesn't mean you don't act. You still act. Then quote 55, after this we will stop. Realization of the unconditioned cannot be expressed in words. It is beyond words and beyond thought. But words and concepts are needed to express the Dhamma within the conditioned world. So this is a very important understanding that true mind, that silent mind, that true nature is the unconditioned. So that one cannot be expressed because it's unconditioned. But then words and concepts are needed to explain the Dhamma, to express the Dhamma within the conditioned world. So this understanding also very useful. Sometimes you have to use words, concept, to explain to the mundane world, to mundane people, mundane living beings. Because duality, Dhamma, pertains to the conditioned world. It exists within the conditioned world. So you need to use all this skillful means to let cultivator understand. But when you meditate, you don't allow the thought to come in, the knowledge to come in. That's why you have to understand the unconditioned and oscillate back to the condition. Then when you understand the wisdom of both sides, you become beautiful. Okay, with this I think we can end. So we end at this page 15. So the next week, the next lesson, Sunday class. We will continue from page 16. Okay, now I will stop and you can have your Q&A. You can ask me whatever question or share whatever you want to share. Okay. Anybody who wants to ask any question or share anything, you can wave or raise your hand. That hand sign is called
you can react. There's a reaction.
Reaction. You can either press the reaction or raise your hand. Anybody? We are almost 4:25. Anybody want to ask any question or any sharing or feedback from you all? Yes. Alicia.
I thought Joanne want to ask anything.
Oh, Joanne, did you?
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Okay. You go to Joanne first. Yeah.
Okay, Brother Teoh.
Yes.
Okay, there's this. I mean, I tried, let's say, to have the silent mind. Okay.
Oh.
Then there is the sensation. Is it the consciousness that it's it's kind of movement around? So
okay.
Is that consciousness?
So that is your question.
Yeah.
Okay, I will answer you. I understand.
Thanks.
Because
thank you.
You all are new. You try very hard.
Okay.
So the very question that you asked, you started off by telling me, Brother Teoh, when I try to be silent, that is already the thought trying to be silent, understand? Don't try. Who is trying? The thought. What is the first support? Relax, isn't it?
Yes.
Correct or not? Then just relax.
It is relaxed, but I notice maybe I don't notice the word try. So I know there are sensations.
Not only the word, listen. Your thought is active. You want to know. That's why you question. There is a sensation. There is a word, understand how? There is perception, memory. Then is that consciousness? Who is answering that? The thought again. Your thought is active, super active. That's why you cannot meditate. You cannot maintain that relax and aware.
Okay.
Relax and aware. Hope you understand. This is good for you and good for many.
Yes,
thank you for the good question.
Thank you.
Yeah, sadhu. So now, listen attentively, understand, relax, do it.
Okay.
Don't try to know. Then silent means maintain awareness. When you are just aware, the thought will slow down, and finally cease. Wait for the thought to cease. Experience that silence. Then no more question.
Okay, thank you.
Before that, many things will happen. That's why I need you to describe. That's why the way you describe is typical of somebody new who haven't done it. And I don't mind, because this is what learning is all about. Because it's not easy. I realize not everybody has that karmic path or the spiritual path to understand all this. There are some who don't need much instruction. They listen, they understand, and they do. And they have beautiful understanding and experience. Then when they have those experience, they will know how to describe it using their own word. And it's so beautiful. That's why I will rejoice with them. And I will sadhu them. So don't worry, Joanne. Thank you for your good question. Then you learn. Relax, do it longer, then maintain awareness, then find out. Then later on, tell me something.
Okay, thank you.
Sadhu,
Sadhu.
Yeah. Who else? Anybody else? You must ask. Otherwise, you won't learn. Like Joanne, he did it well because she dared to ask, that I clear her doubt. Then she benefited. And others who are new also will benefit. Now you start to see why I always say don't try to know. All the thing you all describe in the question for new people is your own way of doing meditation. The thought is actively doing all these things and try to know. That's why you can never develop the understanding. When thought is active, there is no sati. There is no silent mind. You are not in the meditative state. You are verbalizing, noting, doing all those funny things in the name of meditation, thought-based meditation. Understand that. See that clearly in the meditation. Then you will know how to do this awareness-based meditation. Okay, who is next? Ah, yes, Jayanta. You put your hand out. Yeah. Oh, still muted. Okay, unmute already. You can speak now.
Very good. Regards to point number 47, please correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Changes to take place, it starts from the intention of acceptance, is it, Matthew?
Your question is what? Verse number 47?
Yeah.
What is your question?
For changes to start to take place, it starts from the intention of acceptance, is it?
Oh, no. I think you have got the whole thing mixed up. You didn't understand my deep meaning. Actually, verse 47 is very simple. Understanding that things are just the way they are is very important. So, do you understand this sentence? Understanding that things are just the way they are is very important. Can you understand that? Why are they just the way they are?
Because it's law of nature.
Correct. Law of nature is correct. But what did the Buddha say? The answer is below. What did the Buddha say? Reason why the Buddha said, you can read that one.
Whatever that arises.
There are causes and conditions behind that. So whatever that happened within the moment means the causes and conditions already set behind. Understand? Before that, all the causes and conditions already set. So because of that, thing is just the way it is. That's why understanding that things are just the way they are is very important. There is wisdom to accept. Then if you want to introduce change to improve your life, to bring about condition for causes and bring about condition for certain thing to happen, means to maybe transform your life, your problem or whatever. Then you can make use of power of merits. That's how you introduce power of merits. Forget about the mental intention where you all are so conditioned by that particular Theravada teaching. They tell you everything, also not the mental intention. Forget about it. There is nothing to know. A lot of things, like I explained to you last time, there is no mental intention involved. Like early morning when you wake up, you want to go to the washroom to answer nature's call. You think there is an intention to wake up or not? No, the tactile consciousness will create the conditioning for you to move. And you already so habitual, you move without mindfulness, awareness. But when you have awareness, you become completely different. You can override the thought. You can tell the thought, now I decide, not you. Then you maintain awareness and you do whatever you do through that mindfulness, the awareness. You are very different. So to introduce change, which is your question, is very simple. The nature's law is like that. Condition like that, things will be like that. So if I know that this thing that happened is karmic, because the Buddha said we are all born of our karma, heir to our karma, conditioned and supported by our karma, and we are what we are because of our karma. So what must you do? You do what you have to do, and the three things that I always teach you is very simple. You need to ask for forgiveness, ask for forgiveness. Then after that, vow not to repeat all this wrong thing again, so that the negativity of karma will not happen. Then when you ask for forgiveness sincerely from all those beings from the distant past until now, and may your sincere request of forgiveness be accepted by all, you say all this so that this karmic thing can be resolved amicably this life, so that it will not carry on to future life, so that this karma end here and finish, no more. Then after that, you vow to follow the advice of the Buddha to avoid all these things, avoid all evil, cultivate goodness, which is the Noble Eightfold Path. Then when you start to cultivate, you will develop the 10 meritorious action. All this will include dana, sila, bhavana, listening to Dhamma, straightening your view, meditation, keeping of precept, paying of respect, reverential salutation, sharing merit, transfer merit, providing of service. All the 10 meritorious actions you get to do. Then these are very wholesome, very meritorious. Then you have merits. Then you invoke power of merits. For causes and conditions for you, the Buddha recommends is always avoid the foolish and the heedless, so that you can meet out with the wise and the enlightened one, so that Nibbana can be realized as soon as possible. So this is the Buddha's recommendation. But you can modify this for your life condition to help you. By the power of this merit, may arise the causes and conditions for my whatever sickness or disease or problem to turn around, so that I can recover to good health or good mind state, to continue with my life, to continue with my cultivation, to be a blessing to all. So you can invoke this. And this is nature's law, power of merit. It will create the causes and conditions for it to happen. Well, this is powerful. But most people can only do this based on their own karmic condition or their loved one's karmic condition. Provided you are sincere, you have the faith and the understanding. But when your karmic nature is developed, it can go beyond. Sometimes because of condition, people come and see me, then my nature will understand. Then it will invoke that pure wish. And it's very potent. That's why people turn around. That's why last time Chiwe, when he got the problem concerning his son, he contacted me and I did. And many things people may not understand. Sometimes I see the message, I will know already. Then personally, my nature, if there is condition, there is affinity, my nature will know that it will do its part. But don't expect all this to be like magic, understand? It depends on your condition and that person's condition. Especially if you're trying to help somebody, it's not easy. Because that person may not have the Dhamma, may not have the affinity in the condition. But because it's related, there is slight affinity. So the thing that happened can also beneficial, but not much. But if it's Kayamita itself and they themselves have the faith and all those things, they have contributed and helped out, then very powerful, very potent. It will actually bring about causes and conditions for things to happen. And many Kayamita has experienced that, benefited it from it. So all these things, you will develop the understanding. Okay? So forget about the mental intention. Okay? Yanta? I hope I answer your question. Sadhu. Yeah, good. Anybody else? And now the question is starting to be more and more interesting. Don't worry about your question. No need to be paiseh, understand? Because question is meant to create condition for my nature to speak and share with you whatever understanding. If you don't ask, there is no condition. So now through all these simple questions, you get to learn many things. Anybody else?
And Brother Teoh, singing here.
Yes. Singing, yes.
Then I have a question.
Yes.
So I asked a question the other day. Well, today is Sunday, Thursday. I asked on Thursday. And then your daughter and me both gave me.
Yeah. What is your question today?
My question then today is, what is my next step? So I took your advice and I took your daughter's advice. Gratitude and then asking for forgiveness.
Yes.
Actually, I think my mind state a lot healthier already. So then what is my next step?
Your next step is very simple. Vow not to repeat all those wrong things that you have done by following the advice of the Buddha. Understand? Means you follow the advice of the Buddha, verse 183. Sabba papasa akaranang, kusalesa upasambadan, sachitta pariyodapadang, etang buddhana sasana. The meaning is, sabba is all, papasa is evil, akaranang. You have to avoid. All evil you have to avoid. Means keep the precept. Major evil you avoid it. So keeping precept is very important. Renew your precept, keep them. Then cultivate wholesomeness. Kusalesa, kusala Dhamma. Means whatever wholesomeness, when there is condition to do. So use Noble Eightfold Path. Right view leading to right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood. Then apply the four right effort to constantly purify. Then the five way to overcome unwholesome thought, especially the third and the fourth way, which is the meditative way. So if you do all this, then you are following the advice of the Buddha. You are doing all the 10 meritorious actions. Then if your meditation take off, then you are training your mind to be heedful, to be aware, to be mindful, to be silent. Then all this will bring forth the causes and conditions for you to invoke power of merits. Like your case, you want your parent to understand you, to turn around. So you can use the power of merit, by the power of all this wholesomeness, merits, and understanding that my nature has developed since coming to know all this and cultivating all this. It will be very effective if it is after about 3 months at least. Then after that, the power of merit is very powerful. Then may my parents, who has given me life, who has supported me, care for me, sacrifice for me, provide for me, and all those things, have good mind state, and have good affinity and condition to meet up with the triple gem, so that they may also understand this teaching, and may they transform and improve their mind state, so that they will not continue to have that delusion, that unnecessary suffering and misery, so that they can gain back their life, to be happy, to be peaceful. Then may they be well and happy. May their mind states too be without enmity, without ill will and untroubled. And may they keep themselves happy and peaceful always. May there be peace, may there be joy, and may there be love within their hearts. You do all this. You can do it every day for a while. Then you can see the turnaround. Then radiate love, radiate metta. May they be well and happy. Visualize them, then radiate this metta to them, their well-being. And you can see the miraculous turnaround. They will have joy. They will have more moments of peace and all those things, and well-being. Because this is filial piety. And when you really cultivate, you invoke power of merits, all this become possible. Okay? Singing? Can understand? Sadhu. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Anybody else? Oh, today not bad, huh? Got 3% ask question. Very good, Sadhu. Okay, who else? Why not you all next time? WhatsApp to the My Kayanamita site. Or you are shy, WhatsApp to me direct, personal. Then I'll give to Sui An better. Ananda, you want to say something? Oh, better song. Oh, okay. Wait, we will. Better song. Okay. Never, no need video. Better song. Yes, unmute already. Yeah, 听得到了。
Bratio,
Yes.
Bratio， 我想问一个问题哦。我这几天我都一直在 contemplate 啦 ，regarding to 这个love and compassion 的这个 quality。
Sadhu.
OK， in the market 我们可以看到there's 他们有一些 course like teaching 我们 how to love yourself。在 market 他们有做 training。So 我的 question 是，这个 love 的 quality 是在每一个人的 body 里面就有的吗 ？Because 很多人都讲很多人讲 because
nature there is this universal love. Actually, within our nature, there is this love within, and there is without opposite. It's already there, but because they can't be in that state, that's why they don't understand what that love is. So, what is your question, Tom?
So, OK， 这样这个 love 我们是需要去 cultivate 的吗？ Like 很像mindfulness 这样，and then 就是它是 life after life，so 它是how to say that？ Like 如果我们的 love become unconditioned 了以后，它是会 carry forward like 很像 spiritual 的那个nature 这样，它是一直会 carry forward 的，还是every life you have to develop？ You want to reconnect something like that.
Okay, I will answer that. Okay, I think your question is good. There are two parts to it. So there are a lot of courses outside, according to Song, that teach people love, especially love themselves. Then, according to Brother Song, he said the way he understands love is the universal love. But his question is, does this quality, universal love and understanding, carry on life after life? The answer is yes and no. You may feel funny. Why yes? Yes, is because it's in the spiritual nature. You have done it. You have done it. You have realized it. You have realized it's in your spiritual nature. No, is because before you connect, before the understanding comes, you are still a normal human being, although you have good karmic nature and spiritual nature. So that part I answer first. Then now I come to the second part. All these courses that they teach outside, these are all skillful means. Mostly, most of them are skillful means. Then some people even teach them how to do forgiveness meditation. Ask for forgiveness so that they can clear their regret, their sorrow, their suffering, their misery. Then when they talk about love, loving themselves, if they have the understanding, then it's okay. Then they can do it in a contemplative way. So contemplative way is also one of the way to develop the understanding. And that is what I teach most Kayanamita. You reflect, you contemplate, then you develop the understanding. But I add in the Dhamma way. So the Dhamma way is very simple. I gave this example, like what the Buddha gave under Metta Sutta. The Buddha's example is a love or metta, which is the unconditioned, is like the mother that love their child, they can sacrifice. There is no ulterior motive. There is very sincere. But it is still based on the understanding of very fine attachment that they give birth to this child, and they believe this child belongs to them. So they are willing to have that mind state that is like universal love, sacrifice for the child. They can do whatever that can protect the child, sacrifice for the child. And this is really great love. Mother's love is the greatest love, where the mother can endure all suffering, misery, and just protect the child, sacrifice for the child, and do everything. Even parents, their education, whatever, they will go all out and do it for them. So that is the first aspect of metta. Then when it comes to sharing this love yourself, I always give this example. If you can love your child or somebody that is very close to you, your loved ones, you care for them, you are willing to sacrifice for them, protect them so that they are not harmed. So this is a very powerful motivation behind that love. So if you understand that this is love, you will go all out to protect them so that they are not harmed, they are not hurt, so that they will have the good life and all those things. Then when you reflect back this understanding and ask yourself, do you love yourself? If you really love yourself means what? You will also not allow yourself to be harmed and become miserable or afflicted. If you understand it this way, then you will not end up deluded with the suffering. How do we hurt ourselves? People who are deluded through using wrong thought, arising all the wrong thought, born of self-delusion, attachment. So this wrong thought condition their fear, their misery, their sorrow, their lamentation, their insecurity, their scars of memory, all these things. And they become so miserable until they become so depressed. So this is what happened. The thought is a tool, T-O-O-L, for you to use to help you understand life, live life, and develop all the cultivation. So use it appropriately, like the Buddha said. With right view, develop right thought. Never allow it to arise the negativity of thought that will condition your misery and suffering. Most people don't understand that. Your thought is a tool that serves you like your faithful servant. But they use this thought wrongly. The analogy is the knife. If the knife, you want to use it appropriately, you use it to shape fruits, cut veggie, and do whatever that can benefit you. But if you use that knife deludedly, without understanding, to cut yourself, hurt yourself, harm yourself, and hit out at others, is that the right way of using that knife? It's definitely delusion, isn't it? Wrong, isn't it? But living beings who are heedless, without wisdom, they use their thought to harm themselves, hurt themselves, and hit out at others through arising wrong thought, vicious thought that has the evil. So see this clearly. When you love yourself, you really go all out not to allow yourself to have all this suffering, misery. So wake up. Understand the Buddha Dharma. Cultivate the Dhamma way. Free the mind. Unless you do this, all the other motivation theory are not much use. A lot of them is to motivate you for a while. You can go and ask Eric and Kotlun, I think the whole group, they went for so many of these motivational courses and must pay money some more. And end up, it doesn't give them a permanent fix. It may give them some form of motivation and other things. So hopefully with this, your answer to your question can be given based on what I share. So you will develop further understanding later on. At least this one will give you some clear understanding of that karmic nature and all those things. So your question regarding that universal love, does it carry life after life? I already answered you yes and no. So that part very clear. Then second part, loving yourself. The right way is follow what I have taught you. Develop the Dhamma understanding behind. Loving yourself is not like those who become crazy or they call what that's the English word for it. Loving yourself means something wrong up there. I don't know what that word is already.
Is it narcissistic?
Sadist, sadist. Narcissistic.
Or is it narcissistic?
Narcissistic. It's a new English word. So that one is, like they say, something wrong up there. Love yourself. So they every time talk to themselves. Then they do a lot of funny things. Not that type. Love yourself is go all out to protect yourself, not to allow yourself to have any harm or misery. Okay?
Yeah.
Sadhu, so thank you for all the good questions. Okay, I think we better stop. Almost 5 o'clock already. So let us share merits. Okay. Akasata cha bhamata deva naga mahindika punyang tang anumoditva cirang rakantu loka sasana ettavata ca amehi sampadan punya sampadan sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampati siddhya idang me nyatinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo idang me nyatinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo idang me nyatinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo deo satu kalena sasa sampati heto cha vito bhavatu loko cha Raja bhavatu dhammiko imina punyang kamina mame bala samagamo sattang samagamo hotu yawa nivana patiya sadhu sadhu sadhu. Okay, you can pay respect mindfully to all the worthy ones. Then we end. Afterwards, we will end the recording. And we can have another 5 or 10 minutes of sharing.